So there's a few different areas I serve in. One of the ones that I really enjoy doing now is the night shelter. I think I'll carry it on after I've done my internship. Doing the night shelter, running rotas, organising it, just making friends with the guys there. It's been really great, I've really enjoyed that. Also do Catalyst, socials and Sunday mornings. That's great fun, always love being a kid again. Yeah, they're the main areas. I mean, every other, prayer meetings in midweek, I'm there, be there to setting up, helping do Alpha, serving Alpha, just wherever they need.
Basically, I do a lot of work in the youth, particularly in Encounter. So I help out with their socials once a month. I run or co-run the Sunday when they go out from the worship, and yeah. I'm also sort of in charge of the audio visual, so that the PowerPoints, well, it's not PowerPoints, but what you see on the Sunday, that is what I do as well. Also, at the moment, I'm helping run a JC with George and Pauline, great couple, who are just really blessing. That's on prayer, and that's part of my focus this year, and I do a lot of stuff in regards to that. So my main area of service is with the kids work. So I've trained to be a teacher last year, and working with children is a big passion of mine. So I love doing Explorers, and I do Encounter as well, once a month. So I'm serving kids work 2 on 2 off each month, which I really enjoy doing. I love getting involved with the socials and helping there. And then any other areas of service, like helping at the Alpha course and the marriage course, which we did before Christmas. Anything the church needs to help with, we help. And then set up and set down Sunday mornings. And after church is something that we have to do every single week.
So my highlight so far is when we went to India as a team, to One Nation Church in Mumbai. That really opened up my eyes to how here in England, and specifically in the West, we see Christianity, and just seeing the poverty in some of the lives there that are still, God is using them so powerfully, which just really struck me.
There's 2 areas which I'd say have been my highlight. So one of them was the India trip, of course. It was just such a great experience, particularly when we got to go to a small group in the slums in Mumbai. It was just such a humbling experience to see people, just to hear their stories, just to see how well they welcomed us. We were treated as guests, and it was just remarkable how well, and yeah, just the hostship and all of that. And then just hearing their stories about how they've been casting out demons, how God's been delivering people. And then it's just testimony after testimony of God's grace and God's working through them. And it was just incredibly encouraging. Also, I've really enjoyed the impact training. All the theological stuff that we go through, I really enjoy all of that. So yeah.
Highlights so far, I'd probably say 2 highlights. The trip to India was amazing. It was a life-changing trip. It, I think, brought a lot of perspective for me back here. At home you come back and there's lots of things you worry about that, compared to what people are living in India and slums and their daily life to just get by, it's like, why are we even worrying back here? So that was very life-changing. Other highlight, I did an Alpha talk on the 1st of February, and God really helped me to say what I wanted to say. And my heart is to tell people about Jesus, and to have the privilege of talking to a room of people, with many of them who don't know Jesus, telling them about who Jesus is and the love that he has for them, was something that I feel I've been called to do, and was really fulfilling. So they're my 2 highlights, I'd say.
I've realised being obedient and doing what he wants me to do, and not worrying about the pressures of the world, is one thing. I think he's grown me in my love for the church and seeing how the church runs, and the different aspects of it, and being behind the scenes. It's great to see how things run and what's happening behind the scenes. Also, my knowledge from impact training, been greatly learning about church reformation, history, getting taught about leadership. It's all really just made my knowledge and wisdom grow.
I think mostly it's in regards to my relationship with God. That's quite a large topic, I know, but just in terms of getting to know God, getting to really delve into him, getting to love him, getting to understand more what he's done for me, and then as a result being more and more satisfied in him, getting increasing joy in what God's done. And yeah, and of course I've learned a lot. I'm not going to put that away, I like learning a lot. But it's become something which is just so great to me and so wonderful to hear.
I'd say trusting in God's a big one. Financially this year, we're doing a voluntary year, so financially God has provided at times where I've really needed it. growing in God, learning about his character, going on all the trainings we've been on have been amazing to learn lots about theology, which is an area I haven't been as strong on, but it's been really helpful to learn insight into that. And also, I guess, perspective, like with the trip to India, bringing your perspective back and keeping my perspective on God and away from the things of this world that you worry about, just learning to trust God and rely on him in all areas of my life without worrying as much about the things that we often can do in life.
You can take it two ways. If you do it and you don't like the serving bit, you're not going to gain much out of it. But if you do it with a servant heart, you can gain so much from it. God can use you. Yeah, just really go in with an open mind and know that it's what you make out of it. It can be a year where it's not good, or if you really focus and spend time with God and use this year as a real stepping stone, then it can be really impactful. You just have to go into it with the right mind frame and understand what you'll be doing.
Yeah, go for it. It's not going to be an easy year. There's going to be times when it's very challenging, you know. Getting up for 8:30 is very difficult for me, but you get so much out of it if you go in there knowing that you're serving God and serving God's bride, the church, and just you grow so much, and then you get to bless other people as well. So go for it.
If you've got a year and you're not sure what you're going to do for it, definitely go for an internship year. It's a year to grow in God, it's a year to learn about God. If your theology isn't great, you can learn about God. If you want to get your relationship back with God, there's so many reasons why you should do an internship, and also just to stir your heart to want to serve the church and serve God's work in the kingdom. It's a great year. It's a year that you wouldn't lose out on. It's hard work, but it's work that's well worth it in the long run, I believe.